He was a good commander. We don't dispute that. But he has, after becoming a candidate, because of his personal ambitions, appears to have lost his balance.
So, yes, we are speaking to Mr. M.M.Zuhair, and he's a President Council and former parliamentarian as well, Member of Parliament. And now we were just discussing about the allegations of the opposition about unprecedented corruption, and Mr. Zuhair was bringing out the proper legal basis and actions on which corruption allegations can be brought into the forefront, but in more credible ways. And it was a bribery commission, and then impeachment when it comes to the President, and Article 42 of the Constitution.
No, so courts.
And also going to court. So those are the credible means of coming up with a corruption allegation. And he was also saying that if they had the documents to prove that, then it is also up to them to come up with these documents, because that is a credible way. And if somebody is resorting to just emailing and messaging false information, that can also be an offense, and defamation as well, misuse of information and spreading of wrong information. So our number is 2775283. Once again, the number is 2775283. You can see it on the screen. So do give us a ring if you have any question to be raised from Mr. M.M.Zuhair. And also, Mr. Zuhair, on that note, because we were discussing corruption, there can be one school of thought also who basically is sort of discouraged, because it's always in the election times that these corruption allegations come to the forefront, and actually these accusations are not probed into after the elections, and everybody goes scot-free, the swindlers to murders to everybody after the election. So it's like you throw mud at the elections, and then after the elections you forget that you threw mud, and then in the future elections you throw the same mud because there's nothing happening. So people might say, why take all the trouble and go to the bribery, corruption, to courts, to all that, because actually that is how it should be in the country, but that is not how it is. So maybe this can be a setback, this system can be a setback, and that is why maybe these corruption allegations are not forthcoming. And can that be a reason?
Of course, the proof of any allegation has to be made finally in a court of law and proved beyond reasonable doubt. The point is, it is for the judges to finally decide who is corrupt, who is not corrupt, and convict them or acquit them accordingly. What we are now talking of is why is the political leadership who are aspiring for high office in this country and their supporters not making use of the existing mechanisms legally available to them for any responsible opposition in the country to take it up and place those material before them without spreading false rumors. That is because these people know that some sections of our people, which is extreme minority, are very gullible. They are very foolish. They believe in these SMS stories and internet stories without asking them in return, why didn't you go to these places? Why didn't you tell this in Parliament? Why didn't you go to the Bribery Commission and tell this? Without asking them, they readily believe this. That is because this small group is very gullible and foolish. And those people who are spreading this belong to that group of very foolish people. You can't help it, but the majority, more than 95% of the people don't believe in this. They are intelligent. They are young people particularly who are questioning this. They are asking the opposition, you are spreading these rumors, but why didn't you go and take it up in this forum? Even a mere motion in a parliament could have been supported with some documentary evidence, would have made it more credible. Now these are the people, the young people who are questioning. And because everybody is very alert and they don't believe these stories. But the point that I wish to make is that the opposition knows to some extent to misuse this opportunity of election just to hurl abuses. The family of Rajapaksas have never been known for bribery or corruption. Their fathers, parents have been in politics. Some people are asking why there is, from the members of the President Rajapaksa's family, there are other cabinet members, like Mr. Chamal Rajapaksa, for instance. He was a minister long before President Rajapaksa became the president. He was a minister under the government of President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga from 1994. You take Mrs. Rajapaksa, Nirupama Rajapaksa. She was a deputy minister, a cousin of the president. She was a deputy minister under the government of the former president, Mrs. Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga. These are not people who came in. His uncle was in the legislative council at that time. His father was, the president's father was also in parliament at that time. So they did not come in because he is the president. But the two brothers who have been appointed, one is Secretary of Defense. The other is only an MP, not even a minister. He had not appointed a minister and told him, go right around the world, enjoy yourself. No, he was assigned one of the most difficult jobs in this country, to go and develop the Northeast. I know the appreciation of the people from the East, in particular, the wonderful work he has done. And is it a crime for me, even to use my brother, to do good work for the country and the people? And to make use of this, to hurl abuses? I think this is very ridiculous. Our people are very intelligent. I'm sure they don't believe this type of, marketing of wrong facts and exaggerated versions. And if at least Mr. Basil Rajapaksa was a minister, one cannot complain about it. He was not even made a minister. He was given one of the most difficult jobs. If I am asked to do, I'll be very reluctant to go every day to the East. But we have to admire, we have to appreciate. I'm very grateful because there are a lot of minorities in that area. And they have gone out of their way to serve the minorities in that area, to develop that area and economically make them come up very fast. A lot of work is being done in those areas, and I think we should focus on that as well.
Yes, so we are speaking to Mr. Zuhair, and he was also talking about, for the question I asked about maybe why people are getting discouraged about bringing the corruption allegations in using more legal methods. What he is insisting to the public is that if that was the case, the decision being made at the end is a matter for the justice and the matter for the judge. But in the process, there is a process that is unraveling until the point the decision is being made. And that process can attract a lot of attention, and it will inform the public as well. And it will be a credible means and method of getting to the public with facts and figures about corruption allegations. So his idea is that if there are so many corruption allegations that are there, the very fact that those are not being brought forward to the bribery commission or at least a simple motion in the parliament or using Article 42 is because the lack of documents and lack of evidentiary proof. Because if that was the case, invariably those politicians and the opposition also would have made use of those facts and documents to bring out a larger case, and that would definitely be in the interest of their political campaign as well, rather than merely resorting to not so credible methods like emails. And his other main thing is that using and spreading false information is also offense that young people who mainly forward emails also are not aware of. So basically, with that little summary, we will take a break and be back with you shortly. Stay with us.